There's a place, a school, an institution where a professor resides. One that for the past 30 years has traveled the world teaching others. A pioneer in America of the fighting science of Savate. One who codified the sports of this fighting style. One who has produced clubs, champions, and continues to develop. Listen to words of Professor Buitron.
You know, I'm here to answer a question that several of my students have been asking. Some of my coaches have been asking about bullying and how do we help kids that are being bullied. You know, it's a lot of things that occur with bullying, and I kind of sat down with them and, you know, was talking to both of them on a three-way line, because bullying is something that is close to the heart, but it's something that martial arts, number one, we have to understand what bullying is. Bullying is a type of aggressive action, but a lot of people today, they confuse bullying with a schoolyard tussle. How martial arts totally encompasses the fighting era or the fighting sciences. And by understanding that, you can actually help a lot of kids that come in. But I get many calls, and they always say, my son is being bullied. I need for you guys to help me out. I don't know what to do. He doesn't want to go to school. So right there, he already told you that his son does not want to go to school, that this is happening at school. And we're going to tackle that in a scenario of what do we do? You know, how can we actually try to help out these kids when they're in school? Well, number one, and I'm going to talk about Texas. I don't know how it is in your all state, and if you're watching it from another state, maybe you can get these ideas. But bullying in Texas, there's laws to prevent that. There's laws to protect the child from it. But most parents stop there. Okay, let me tell you, parents, if you're listening, do not get offended. I'm going to talk to you straightforward. Many parents want to bring the child to a martial arts school for them to go retaliate, not to learn how to defend themselves and not to learn how to fight. Totally two different things. They want them to retaliate against something that's going on. That is wrong. That I want nothing to do with it. But what I do want to have something to do with is the fact that we can help your child. Okay? The problem with bullying is that many parents bring their child, start them off in class, and do not bring them to class. They take them 1 or 2 days, and they think that it's going to develop some kind of sense. No. To learn martial arts, or to learn pugilism, you have to understand that you always have to be concisive in your training, meaning it's not going to be 1 month, 2 months. It's going to be a year. It's going to be 2-3 years down the road for you to be able to understand how to actually do something, how to actually fight. You have to understand that fighting takes time to learn. Self-defense takes time to learn. You can learn a couple of techniques, you can learn how to move, but in actuality it takes time and training. If a person only comes to train once, maybe twice, and then they leave because of basketball and so on and so forth, they're never going to get the full effect. One needs to understand that in a martial arts school, regardless of style, a child is going to learn self-confidence, self-esteem, self-respect. While learning how to defend themselves through learning how to fight. Understand that? You're actually going to teach a child how to fight. Fighting is going to make the child or the person fight his problems out. How can I explain fighting his problems out? It's very simple. You learn how to respect yourself, and thus you're going to learn how to combat against people that are disrespecting you. Now, at the time frame, God forbid, that it gets more aggressive, the situation, they're going to be able to defend themselves physically as well. Second. Third, the first time your child comes in and he says he's being bullied, that an incident occurs, you have to understand what level of incident is it. Was it very aggressive? Was it violent? Were there words? You have to call the teacher, number one. Don't go in person, don't yell at them. You call them up and you say, you know what, this is going on with my son, my daughter, this happened. You explain to them what occurred. Then you follow up with an email to her and an email to the vice principal or principal, really doesn't matter. So you make sure that the principal gets a copy of the email and you make a memorandum of your all's conversation. The problem is that many parents do not continue to take the child to the school. They stop. All of a sudden, they just stop taking them to training, and they'll take them to do other things. So parents, when you make the choice of bringing your child to a martial arts school, have the dedication to take them. Okay? Just like if your child needs a tutor for math, you take them to the tutor for math. Just like if your child needs grammar tutoring or algebra tutoring or what have you, you get them that tutor. And if your child is being bullied and being picked on and comes home and doesn't want to go to school, those are dangerous situations. Take him to a place where he's going to learn that. Remember, to combat bullying, it takes time, it takes patience, and above all, respect. And a martial arts school will teach your child how to respect themselves above a lot of other things. Much peace.
Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. BUITRON Academy, 956-401-4868. Savate.biz.